Всем привет, дорогие подписчики и зрители канала, с вами Carbon4ika. Сегодня мы продолжаем играть в Vampyr. Видео было записано одним потоком, я его нарезал, поэтому вот приветствую с вами в таком формате. Что ж, приятного просмотра.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Jonathan, my dear. I can never thank you enough.
Thank me. For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am... well, I'm just like you.
Have you no shame? Must I remind you?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now.
What about the Brotherhood?
I remain a member. I have information to provide now. Intelligence from the other side, if I may say so.
They won't banish you.
Not so long as I behave.
What will you do?
Experiment, my dear colleague.
What kind of experiment?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from...
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals.
Will you continue?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get...
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she...
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
How do you...
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you...
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel...
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Goodbye, Edgar.
Yes?
Goodbye.
Так, ну что ж, пошли в логово скалей. А, да, мы хотели подлечить кого-нибудь. Так, вот тебе нужно, что ли? Досмотр.
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company. And that is...
Have we met?
I don't think so, sir.
When we first talked, you said you were glad...
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved.
Are you afraid or uneasy being...
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels.
How did you get...
After I left the army, I worked as an
It's... Do you work...
Yes, very easy.
Why closed?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic.
Why do you...
Because these poor fellows have no names.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life and I'd like to live.
So you're...
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot...
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse.
Quite depressing.
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all...
Как же он ошибается, да?
Are things better now Dr. Swansea has returned?
Dr. Swansea visited here for the first time last night. He wanted to know if the corpses were adequately
What do you think of that?
I'm glad, sir. We spent too many weeks facing death and disease without really taking security measures.
Please.
Of course.
Вот кадеина мне как раз не хватает. По-моему, этой штуки тоже не очень-то много было. Но он купать ничего не хочет. Так, ну ладно. Мы его подлечили. Ну, одного достаточно, в принципе. Можно уже и по квестику сбегать. Срали нам в лицом, еще чуваку дал лекарство. Ну, типа, чего бы нет.
How so?
Last night, someone approached me while I was sleeping. I didn't move. Not a muscle.
Are you sure?
I recognized his cologne.
What happened then?
Left without a word. Gabe.
Фига себе.
Goodbye.
Мы спрашиваем теперь больных доктора Свонса, они отзываются. И потом он говорит, что он подошел и обнюхивал его. Очень интересно. Давайте посмотрим, спросим нашу душевно
Good
больную.
evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm. Rich.
Are things better now that...
The vampire hunters have not come back. I hope this time it's for good.
I'll leave. Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are things now?
He visited me soon after his return. He asked me if I'd agree to some...
How are
He visited me soon after his return. He asked me if I'd agree to some experimental procedure. I said I'd think about it.
I cannot... What about them?
She died.
Is there anything... Really? Unfortunately... Goodbye.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
How is everything now that...
The hospital could not keep on like this without an administrator.
Thank you.
Ну, как-то среднее у них отношение к этому делу.
Good evening.
And good evening to...
How is the situation?
I'm impressed by the man. He was abducted, and now he's...
Goodbye.
Как все неоднозначно, все, в принципе, как всегда. Стоп, дверь закрыта будет, да?
It's locked.
Ну, еще бы. Небеседовательный парень лежит.
As for me,
Что?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone...
Yes,
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How are things now, Dr.
Better, I suppose.
Tell me about yourself.
I don't want to talk.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful, I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir.
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How...
So
I'll let you... Good evening.
I'm okay.
I have to go now.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Странный парень. А это кто?
Good evening, madam. Can I have...
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you...
How is this?
I can't say if it's good news or not.
What do you mean?
He used to stay in his office a lot. Now he tends to visit the patients more, but he smiles less.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all...
May I ask?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most...
Yes. Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover...
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But...
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening. I have to go now.
Интересно, интересно. Ну, так, где наши медсестрички? Надеюсь, что Хокинс-то я не съел. Я уже не помню.
I'm quite...
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr.
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives.
Are you thinking about...
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery.
And are you...
Rivalry? I guess...
What? If you are going to lead this surgery...
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibility.
I don't... If you have... Aren't you... Thank you for your...
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Да тут дверь была закрыта, бац, стала открыта, блин, там уже типы сидят эти. Двое, блин. Где наши медсестрички-то? Так что ли их искать надо? А, вот Хокинс. А где это она у нас? А, ну здравствуйте.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
How are...
I must admit, the situation is better. We still have to deal...
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want...
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware...
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by.
How... Nurse Hawk.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse?
You must. How? You're right. How?
What? Milton's.
Странно, этого чертового вопроса. Особо-то и нету, ну да ладно. Я думал, сейчас я с ним поговорю насчет этой взяточки, но... Ладно, где наш...
Good evening. What? Jimmy. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. South Beach.
It's
yesterday.
You
go there. It's a
since you're on the front line.
Забавно, что эти диалоги вообще не несут за собой, ну просто практически ничего. Возможно, в конечном итоге... В конечном итоге... Они принесут там какую-нибудь... Дорогие часы. 20 монет. Ой, приколюха. Надеюсь, что в будущем эти диалоги, ну, то есть, скорее всего, они какую-то информацию занесут в конце игры. Там, наверное, будет что-то, как, знаете, как в Сталкере было, типа, небольшая статистика в конце. Бля, вот этих ребят мне надоело лупить уже. Чувак из эскалона на меня напал, а я к нему привел 3 привенов. Посмотрим, как это обернется, чем в итоге. Но они его нормально дамажат, как мне кажется. Ну, сука, на меня в основном охотится, поэтому что они сейчас нормально его навешивают. Ребята, вон того пиздить-то надо. Ну, сука. Сейчас ты не насладишься, блядь. Что у тебя было? Пока не убью всех, не узнаю, да? Сука. Так, ну вот, что там было-то, этого Питера-то? Где я его завалил-то? Эй, где твой труп? Вот твой труп. О, 100 шиллингов это достаточно неплохо. Дополнительный квест сходить в аптеку. Так. Странно, что список доктора.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Бля, опять иди сходи, расскажи, идите нахуй с такими заказами. Задания просто офигительные, как всегда. Так, нет, мы пойдем по квесту. О, нам идти надо вообще. Ё-моё. Смогу ли я пэшнуться на другую сторону? О, вон там смогу перейти, наверное. Ну-ка, это то, что перейдут вообще. Такого, не туда. Давайте тогда мы тут попробуем пройти по верху, если это вообще возможно как-нибудь пройти по верху. Случайно набрел на то самое место, где живет наш...
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue?
No, Sean. I just came by.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on
Добрый гуль.
corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to Old Bridget?
No. She's with the sewer skulls now. I don't go down.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked...
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I...
What happened?
I guess we recognized each other. As Scals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized
How did you meet?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost...
Had you already visited?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
Had you already? You really are?
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this work.
Will you stay here, now that the epidemic has consumed the docks?
Where would I go, Dr. Reed? No, my mission is here. And I have so many souls to guide to the light now. Maybe.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
How are things in your shelter?
I have no news of the Paxton sisters, Lottie and Giselle. They would have told me if they'd found another place to sleep.
Both of them are gone.
That's what worries me. They hardly spend a day without arguing, but they could not stand to be separated.
Потому что я их скушал.
If something bad happened to one, then they must both be in deep trouble.
How is this?
Have you no eyes or no heart, Dr. Reed? The docks are a graveyard.
Farewell.
Здесь, кстати, тоже можно пробраться в эту странную ночлежку отсюда, но я не помню как, поэтому не будем пытаться. Пойдем дальше. Не ночлежка, точно, ночлежка мы были сейчас, а вот канализацию. Так, ладно, не суть. Мне не сюда. Эти звуки, походу, там кто-то прям нормально так кромсает. Не совсем понимаю. Как же я пройду-то? Где вход-то? События. Давай дойдем до этого события, что ли. Какое здесь нахуй может быть событие, когда здесь, блядь, 18%? Теперь ты. А как ты хотел? Сделаем вид, что прошли эту штуку. Потому что он какие-то комментарии дает, когда ты что-то хрень читаешь. Так.
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should have investigated further. Giselle's stolen money. Everyone has some unethical ways of financing their fall.
А вот и леди Пакстон, которая без вести пропала, да? Единственная выжившая. Теперь будет не выжившая нихуя. То самое событие. Ну и прикол. Так, а вот так я смогу что пройти куда хочу? Сейчас попробуем. Это интересно. В принципе, как таковой я нашел спуск вниз. То есть мне откуда-то взялись 3000, может из-за того, что я убил эту бабу. Я хз. Вот. Вот. Но спуск вниз я здесь нашел, так что...
It's locked, all right.
Кто бы сомневался. Так, ну здесь вроде мной уже все сделано было. Заново мне не заставить всю эту херню заниматься. Я про воду откачивать. Где спуск-то адекватный? Во. Ну что за хуйня? Опять что надо? Что делать? А, нет, стоп. Стоп. Кажется, здесь можно пройти. Да, отлично. Бомбит! Ладно, не бомбит. Правильно, что вообще иду, блядь? Ёб твою мать. Непонятно. Добрался до этого места. Здесь что-то все разгроблено.
They've all been slaughtered. Pre-one? No, not their style.
Откуда ты знаешь, что это не их почерк, господи?
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Так. Не совсем понятно, но по крови надо, наверное, двигаться. Я так полагаю. Так. Ну, вроде бы двигаюсь верно, как казалось бы. О, сейчас что-то будет. Ух ты. Давно не виделись. Наш создатель, давненько он не вылазил. Рогатик. Жена, наверное, врага наставила.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow.
Левел у меня маленький, наверное.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate, vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
Как что-то меня превратил, если ты, типа, душа крови, что ли, что-то непонятное.
But who are you really?
Как он превратил его тогда?
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Merdin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Все люди из крови, логика вот тоже непонятна. Но он типа якобы сама кровь, что-то такое, что я бы так
I'm
понимаю.
here to stop Harriet Jones.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse, born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
I only wish to know how to put an end.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated...
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke. For you will have purified its source.
And then what?
How would I know? I am no god, and
Я
your
не бог.
fate is in your own
В
hands.
смысле, ты же сам говорил, что что-то от бога. Ну, хотя он говорил, что от ланы богини, но он и себя сравнил с богом. Теперь он уже не бог.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffer.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Но идти левел качать уже, мне кажется, немножко поздновато.
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Мне сюда, что ли, надо-то вообще? Или нет? Похоже, что да. Или нет? Бля, не понимаю. Ну-ка, вернемся. Может, не в ту сторону надо было? Блин. Или наоборот, я отхожу от цели. А, нет, я к ней приближаюсь таким образом. Ну, посмотрим, насколько она сильна. Просто новый антидот я уже не создам. Если надо будет, докачаю левел. Воду отравляет.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you! My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? Poor baby.
35-й, да? Ну ладно. Куда мой хп девается? Воу-воу-воу, полегче.
Nobody ever helped me. I will take revenge. I was dead, didn't you? They took my daughter from me.
Все? Не может такого быть. Воу. Аватария Алой Королевы? Ну не может такого быть, чтобы я с ней сражаться был вынужден.
How intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
А вот это уже... Вот это уже прикол. Знал, что слишком изи было как-то. А можно из воды пить, а? У-у-у.
Feed your mother, child. Such innocence, such guilt.
Ох, какая жопа! Не у нее, а в смысле про... В принципе, эту катку.
Feed your mother, child.
Жопа, жопа, жопа! Но оно же становится побелее, однако.
Such innocence, such guilt.
хватает мне энергии вообще. Оружие откуда-то взялось. Блять. Вы, наверное, пошутили, да? Они как-то между собой что-то драться начинают, не понимаю. Блять. Да ладно, с первого раза. Долго, но эффективно.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
Ну еще бы. Записи какие-то. Ну что ж, ребят, спасибо за просмотр. Всем пока. До новых встреч. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал, там колокольчик нажимайте. И увидимся в следующих видео.